there's going to be a sex scene at the end.
What? Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4.
Yours is taking the front, and I'm taking the back.
Shut the fuck up. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4. Shut the fuck up. That's all saying in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4.
I'm gonna kill you. It's my intro today. We rotate. This is all staying in now. All of it.
We love you, Spotify people.
Audio listeners, love you to death. I'm gonna fucking kill this man. So, and muting both of you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of the final 3 Braincells podcast.
Fucking cunt.
No, I'm gonna fucking mute you. I was kind of joking, but I will go into the audio track.
John,
and
we can just jack off. We can jack off.
Let me just zoom in the camera all the way into my face. Welcome to episode 4. Today is going to be... Get the fuck away from me. Damn it. He really thought of everything. I totally forgot that you can move away from that side of the couch. Kind of encroach on my space here, yeah.
I'm a gremlin they know.
People who are listening on Pandora, what the hell are you doing?
People who are listening on Deezer. You must hate being 2 days behind, because for some reason it hasn't updated yet. Anyways, I'm NanoBunTV. This is the part where you say who you are.
Hi, I'm John Cody.
Cody.
The auto transcript is not going to like that one.
Hi, I'm Gears. I like to rant.
Yeah, last episode, at the end of last episode, you were ranting for a bit about Halo and Ghostbusters. We got a lot of things to actually talk about. It's not going to be...
No, there is.
What do you mean? Oh, you're going to rant about 1,000 Year Door, aren't you?
I'm gonna take up the whole episode talking about the 1,000 Year Door.
Yeah, of course. I don't want to talk about it yet because I haven't seen any of the gameplay because I don't want to see the gameplay yet. I don't want to see it. I want to see it.
I mean, okay, so I want to talk about it because literally I've told you this. 1,000 Year Door was one of my favorite games growing up. Mm-hmm. It's just such a fun game to play. Because you had played the original N64 Paper Mario.
Nintendo 64 one twice.
So, yes. And you were like, okay, well, how, I was talking about it so much, and you were like, how better could it be? And I was like, they took a lot of stuff from Paper Mario, improved it, and then made the story way more interesting. It's really fucking good. So...
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah,
look,
I'm really excited.
I hope I like it more than the original. I hope I'm not kind of nostalgia blind because I played the Nintendo 64 one first. Hopefully not. We'll see what happens.
My opinion matters more than yours, and in this situation, the 1,000 Year Door is better.
Specific context for those who don't. For those who weren't Nintendo kids growing up, the GameCube game Paper Mario: The 1,000 Year Door, which is the best Paper Mario ever,
yes.
I would know, I haven't played it yet, is going to have an HD re-release on, was it May 25th?
On the Switch.
May 25th on the Switch.
May 23rd.
May 23rd. By the time this episode comes out, the game will have actually been out, I believe, 2 days ago. So, actually, let me check.
Yeah, all right, here we go.
Actually, no.
If you're watching, okay.
Guess what? Actually, this is a good time to talk about it because it's the day of release. The time that this episode is going up is the day of the game releasing.
Oh, okay. Stop watching the podcast. Go to twitch.tv/John Cody. I am absolutely playing it right now.
God damn it. This motherfucker.
Self-plugs, let's go!
Go to my Twitch and watch me play the 1,000 Year Door, and then come back to this episode once you're done.
But I'll also probably be playing it too.
I'm excited about this.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Except I don't have Saturdays off. But
I'm super excited. I'm just excited about the new visuals and stuff because it looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks so beautiful. The remade music is incredible so far. I've not listened to all the tracks, but most of the tracks that are in some of the gameplay stuff, I listened to quite a bit through the gameplay, and they sound phenomenal.
The most I've seen so far is just the fucking image of Mario doing a thumbs up. That's it. That's all I've seen. I sent that to you today. On screen for the visual watchers.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Put that up in the corner right over here editing now.
Mario thumbs up.
Yeah, Mario thumbs up. Yeah, in freshman year and early sophomore year of high school, that's all I listened to was the 1,000 Year Door OST.
Damn, it's that good.
So I'm really excited for the remake of the music. I'm really excited for just the game in general. I'm really excited to re-experience the game, but in a new format. So I'm super excited for this.
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to play it as well.
I will probably be playing it on Twitch. I'm probably gonna do like a big just extent stupid long stream. I'm debating on doing like a 24-hour.
You're not gonna do a 48-hour stream for the 1,000-Year Door, you motherfucker.
48-hour stream. 48-hour stream.
I don't know if that will happen because here's the thing: I don't like to stream for longer than 3 hours.
Yeah,
so trying to do 24 hours is gonna be really rough. But it's the 1,000-Year Door, so I might make an exception.
This man has one exception in the entire world. If you see that photo over there on the shelf of him holding the fucking Virtual Boy, you would understand this man's exceptions when it comes to insert Scott the Woz reference here. I don't know, stupid Nintendo games.
5 GameCubes.
He owns 5 GameCubes. But not 5 copies of Paper Mario.
Buy a 6th one.
But he doesn't own 5 copies of Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door to play on all 5 of the GameCubes at once, which is quite unfortunate.
Oh, that would be incredible! But the 1,000-Year Door, to get a used copy of it is like $120 right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Last time I saw the price of it, yeah, inexpensive. Actually, I could check on eBay right now. Fuck it.
Gears, do you have a Switch? I keep forgetting. Oh yeah, never mind. Don't answer that. You do. Right. You're gonna play it. And then we're going to make a whole episode out of it. Because it would be weird if it's just him and I rambling for a whole episode about it. After we play it, of course. Well, too bad. You're going to play the fucking video game whether you like it or not. I know. This man will buy it for you if he has to.
Just play at least the little bit of the beginning of it. Do what?
You'd buy him the game if you had to. In a hypothetical world.
Okay.
You'd buy me, him, and 10 other people the game.
Will you play it if I buy it for you?
You should... you should be able to afford it yourself.
All right, that settles it.
All right, well, fuck it. John is not the most responsible with his money. You once told me I'd give you $5 to kick Lucy from the call, and I did. And you gave me $5.
Yep.
And you got $5.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then afterwards, you explained that you actually meant you meant a kick, not a ban. But I think you said ban or timeout or something. So I did that. You said kick from the server. And I remember you said kick from the server.
No, I
meant
said
kick from the call.
I said kick. I meant kick from what I said was, can you kick Lucy from here? And you kicked her from the server. I meant the VC.
That's it. Well,
I'm cruel, but not that
cruel. There's no kick from channel button. There's a disconnect from channel button. I'm too literal.
Same thing.
I can get into that a little. The whole being too literal thing. That's a good talking point that me and Gears get to nerd out about in a bit because of things relating to the mental brain stupid. But we'll get into that later.
I'm seeing a couple copies of the GameCube 1,000-Year Door for $60 to $80. So I might be wrong, but this is eBay.
Yeah.
I think last time I saw it was in a game store and it was for $120. So
a bit pricey.
They might have just jacked up the price, but.
So
usually, that store that I went to doesn't usually jack up prices by that much, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm buying. So currently, right now, I believe I'm buying the 1,000-Year Door Switch version for you now. Gears. I'm also buying it.
I'll be able
Mercy.
to afford it myself. Don't worry about it.
I think I'm buying it for Cree. No, I'm buying it for Cree. I'm gonna try and convince my mother to play it, so I'm gonna buy it for her.
Though I do have to say something. The week it comes out, I will be at LARP.
Well, I mean, we have a week between episodes.
No, it's from May 24th to May 28th.
Oh, damn. 24th to 28th. So that's, damn, we won't be able to record that weekend. Damn, so sad.
Even if you play even a little bit of the beginning and stuff, I'm not asking you to complete it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I would recommend.
I just never played it.
Yeah, okay. My recommendation is at least play half of it, and I say that because if you play half of it, you'll want to play the other half.
Can I state I've never played a Paper Mario game at all?
Yeah, I think you've said that before.
I talked to someone who also never played a Paper Mario game.
It's not that shocking to me because the two most aren't the two most recent ones Sticker Star shit. Color Splash, I have no idea. I think
crap.
Color
Splash is also not great.
Yeah, I didn't hear much about it.
It's a little bit better, but not great. Origami King, I think has been described as a little bit better, but not by that much.
I forgot Origami King even existed. And then there's Super Paper Mario, which doesn't really count in my opinion as a traditional Paper Mario game. It's a whole different game.
It's a weird one. It's really weird because it's, in terms of the gameplay, it's much more like a dumbed down version of it. But then whenever you look at the story, it's like,
I don't think I'd say it's bad, but again, I've never played it, but I've heard it's not a bad game.
Oh, no.
It's just not a Paper Mario game.
It's a good game. Like, it is absolutely a good game. It's kind of not liked as much because the gameplay is as different as it is. But in terms of like the story and stuff, like the story is really intense, and once you get really into it, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But this, like, it's really great though.
So, I'm gonna get off this topic for now because we've already spent, let's see, 15 minutes on that, which is pretty good.
Not enough time.
Not enough time.
Not enough time.
Not enough.
That's actually really funny though. That
I must
this
also
happens
mention
to be landing. I think, unless I can't fucking count, this episode should go up on the day of release. If not, it's the weekend before.
Again, go watch John's fucking Twitch.
Watch my stream of this.
If you're watching,
I'll be streaming it.
If you're, no matter what platform you're watching on, somewhere in the description for the podcast, there is a link to F3B Podcast.com, and then that also links to John's Twitch. Speaking of that, I was going to start off the episode with this, but unfortunately, not unfortunately, very gratefully, the 1,000-Year Door took over everything, and all the rails are gone. No train. Train of thought, never heard of it. Or at least no rails, that's for sure.
The train was made by General Electric.
The train was made by General Electric. So, this is the first episode that we're recording since the podcast is actually released, because the previous episodes 1, 2, and 3 were recorded, and then here today, as we're recording episode 4, is the same day that episode 1 came out about like 10 hours ago. So, so far the reviews have been
fucking behind.
Yeah, we're a little bit behind, but that's good because, for example, Gears has to go do the LARPing that one weekend and a couple weekends from now. So then we have a little bit of a stockpile, so we can go some time without that. And then I'm sure when you come back, you'll probably have some stories to tell about that, probably. So.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Get off your overlays! Be present. Look at that camera. Look at those beautiful people right there. Or speak towards those beautiful people who are the audio listeners. Or look at the beautiful people. I could just straight up be
staring straight at the camera, but still have my overlay watching Markiplier.
God damn it. No.
You need to put it up there. You need to put it in the corner. Where's my Markiplier videos?
God, this is a callback to episode 1 where we were talking about having a Markiplier video in the top right corner as if it was like a Subway Surfers type, like, the Subway Surfers ADHD shit. So, I mean, I could put an image of Markiplier.
I'm putting it in myself.
I'll put an image of Markiplier over there on the shelf. Does that make you happy?
Then I'm going to be just staring over there then.
God damn it. It's an image. It's an image. It's a still image. So, as I was trying to say, before you rudely interrupted me with the Markiplier. No.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.
So, all the reviews so far today have been pretty great, because, Gears, you showed the podcast to your mother, who thought it was really funny, right? Your mother thought the show was funny, which I'm really happy about. Never even met your mother,
that's dangerous.
What do you mean that's dangerous?
How I Met Your Mother. Is this basically How
I love How I Met Your Mother.
Is that what's gonna happen
I actually have the bro code.
Never watched, never seen it.
I have the physical book of the bro code.
So, the reviews are in.
The reviews are in so far. There may or may not be 2 5-star reviews on Spotify that are both me, but, they didn't restrict me from not doing so I kind of did it. Look, I have 2 Spotify. I listen to the podcast, and I think
we're gaming the system. No, we're gaming the system.
I think the podcast is good. I rated it 5 stars. And I rated it 5 stars again with the other account.
Nano, you're biased.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Get your fucking hand out of my face. Who else watched it today? I think I was trying to convince Strawberry to. I don't think they did yet. Lucy said it was great as well. My mother is interested in watching the podcast as well. Then you got to get your mother in on it. We have to have all of our mothers watching the show. Oh no.
Are we collecting MILFs?
Whoa.
Maybe.
Whoa. Maybe. Whoa. I was about to say, but like all of our mothers are taken. Well, maybe not yours, but
my mother
both of ours are. Your mother is? Okay, well damn. Then I should have made the joke.
Left me when I was young.
So, I keep saying so like I'm going to go to somewhere else. Yeah, so far I spent a lot of time last night, like way too much time last night, making sure all the distributions to all the different platforms were ready, and making sure again and again and again, making slight adjustments to the F3B Podcast.com website. Now I feel like it is to the point where it's perfect and I can finally stop fucking fiddling with it, because that's all I've been doing all day. So it's just right now.
You missed an A tag.
I did not miss an A tag. I got all the A tags. Fuck you. I've gotten so much
name tags.
A tags. An A tag is a link, right?
It's an HTML joke. Yeah, it's a link.
I've learned a lot more HTML. I wasn't doing all this by Scratch. I was using Bootstrap Studio, but I still did do some custom code here and there of actually like writing it myself and modifying a lot of variables and things. So it wasn't a fully like, oh, I just let the software I drag and drop all these things. No, it was still a lot of work. But I'm really happy with where it is now, and honestly, it was kind of fun to work on. And I'm glad that websites are like .com domains are like $10 a year, because I like making websites for things now. I didn't think that would be an interest of mine, but I like making websites. Website for me, website for Nakama, website for F3B. The Nakama one is not out yet. But
Honestly, you make
what
really good
possessed
websites.
you to decide that Deezer was a good spot to put us on?
the distribution.
What the hell is that, anyways?
RSS.com. Deezer is just it's another place to listen to music. It's and then of course a lot of places where you can listen to music also have podcasts. So Deezer was just another one of the options available for RSS.com, because RSS.com is what we're using to distribute this to all of the different places, and it has automatic distribution to like Spotify, and here let me just pull it up right here. It automatically distributes the podcast to Spotify, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, which sucks. There's not even a website for that. Samsung Podcast is part of the. It's part of the Samsung.
Wait.
It's part of the Samsung News app. There's news and podcasts.
That's
it's so
funny.
weird. It's so weird. I tested it the other day because I have a Samsung phone, unfortunately,
funny.
and yeah, it's there. But like, who the fuck's gonna use this?
That is so funny.
There's also automatic submission to Podcast Index and Listen Notes, which both of those are more so not necessarily a website that you'll listen to the podcast on, but it's a website that distributes it to all of the other like smaller indie podcast apps, because there's a lot of podcast apps, and those two websites are like the APIs on the back end that hold all of the ones that then those go out to many more places. So those two are more like 500 apps. And then we're also on app, and then there's manual submission where I actually have to go copy paste a link. Oh boy, so much effort! I have to go copy and paste the podcast link to get on Apple Podcasts. Pandora. Only people I've ever heard talk about Pandora is my parents. They've used Pandora a lot, but I'm like, no one else in my life have I ever heard anyone talk about Pandora. I guess it works for them. Cool, but like. What the Yes, Gears?
A lot of people in my school used to use Pandora all the time.
Fair enough. I'm just saying I've never fucking heard of I'd never heard of it before my parents brought it up, and I've never heard anyone else say it afterwards. We're also on iHeartRadio and Deezer, the one that you were really confused about.
I'm looking at all this because I see on here like where to listen to us at, and I see all the usual ones like YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and RSS, and I was like, yeah, all that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I see Deezer, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh,
They also are a
back.
little bit less recognizable now because they changed their icon to that purple heart. So, like they had a different icon before. So, yeah, brand recognition things. It's a bit confusing. Oh, and then of course we're also on RSS.com because that website distributes to all the other places, and you can listen to it on there. Oh, and YouTube. Hi,
second.
YouTube people. Most of you are probably watching this on YouTube, and if you're not, then you don't see me waving at you. What, Gears? Where are you? Audio listeners, Gears is like walking around. He's trying to grab something in his IRL room. You have a gun. You have a gun in your hand, don't you? That sounds like a plastic gun. That sounds like some kind of piece of plastic. I'm waiting. Get the
have
fuck
hands
out of
now.
the camera. You're covering me up. They can't see me. They can't see my beautiful top hat.
What
I
top
forgot
hat?
to mention that again. Hi. So let's play the game every time of how long into the episode will it take before Nano reminds the viewers that this episode, as with all the others, is being recorded in the wonderful virtual world of VR chat, where the three of us are sitting here on the couch together. I'm only pointing this out because, again, audio listeners do exist. We love you guys. You're great. But you can't see me waving my hand here.
I hate advertisements.
What?
Hi there.
Well, yeah, typically, yeah. Wait, what? Does this portray to something I just said?
Not really.
Well, that's pretty true. We do hate advertisements. Right before starting the podcast today, I did add the audio listeners love you to death. I added in the bottom right of the directory on the website.
I saw that.
Yeah, the little photo of Ted Nivison down there. And what does it read? It says, audio listeners love you to death. Schlatt is defusing a time bomb with a paperclip and 2 bananas. Yeah, I would expect that
Banaba.
Oh, and if you click it, it takes you to Chuckle Sandwich, which is the first podcast that I ever
Yeah.
started listening to, which is still a great
This
podcast. I
podcast
listen
is
to
brought
every
to you
week.
by Schmeckles.
No.
Schmeckles.
Nope. Sorry. I'm probably about done nerding out. Nerding out about. That doesn't sound right. Just nerding about the.
I've been nerding hard.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? No, I mean, can you nerd soft?
No.
All right, I guess not.
It's only hard or not at all.
Have you nerded hard? That's what it's like to drive a Ford F-150.
Have you nerding hard how it feels to chew 5 gum. Nerd your senses.
Yeah.
All right, chat, don't forget, if he's not hard anymore, chop his dick off. Yes, I said chat because I said that on purpose. You must chop his penis off if it's not hard anymore.
Slightly.
Because that's what he said.
My
Slightly
robo
became
penis.
XQC for a moment.
Chat. You're never gonna believe it.
Yeah, no, it's my Renus.
Uranus, got it. Okay, that's
My
a new
robo
sentence.
penis.
My God.
What? I don't even understand what's going on.
Excuse me.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I don't even know anybody.
I want you to do the whole. I want you to do the full 48-hour Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door stream doing that voice.
No,
I'm sure you'd
it would
rather
have
die.
to be okay. Yeah, no, I would rather stick the 12 gauge in my throat and just pull the trigger. I would do.
Yeah,
if I was gonna do like
honestly.
an XQC like voice thing, it would be like a short stream of like some game or something that like
Yeah.
I played before, or like
Yeah, of
something
course.
goofy, to like, but I would do it as XQC. Honestly, it would honestly. A really fun game to potentially do it for would probably end up being Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's a really good idea. I like that.
Play five.
No, now you have to do it within the
Play
next
5 nights
You
as
got to do it within
XQC.
the next month. Otherwise, this is going to come out and someone's going to steal that idea and they're not going to credit you.
Fuck.
Yeah. You see, now you're on. Now you're
Oh,
on the
but
clock.
this episode
now
comes
you're
out
on the
and
clock.
close your door. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. Now.
Well,
I'm on
you
the
could
clock.
do it
God
like the
damn
week before. I don't know. You figure it out.
Yeah.
No thieving. No stealing ideas. Oh, and if you, we patented it. Copyright Final 3 Braincells
Balls.
2024, which is also copyrighted by me. Double copyright. Copyright this podcast, which is copyrighted by me.
Which is copyrighted by General Electric.
No. No.
Balls. Big
Balls.
audience, low live, sex.
Sex was also made by General Electric.
That was just a strange sentence. I didn't even process that one all that much. Okay, enough of the segs, enough of the 1,000-Year Door, and enough of the fucking website that I spent like 48 fucking hours on and didn't sleep over. But it was fun.
It looks beautiful.
Well, now the only topic we have
My mom
is
was
General
impressed.
Electric.
No, we have more than General Electric. Just a little thing, because I wanted to mention this
Can I
last
talk to your
episode.
mom?
No.
No,
No.
no.
Gears' mom, can I talk to you?
No.
Your mother.
You two wouldn't work. It would be bad.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. So, count how many. I'm not going to count it in editing. I'm not doing that. I'm too lazy for that. But someone else count how many times I've said so like that.
So. I swear to God, I'm gonna make a drinking game out of it this time.
No, I mean,
Water
it is a
was made
Saturday.
by General Electric.
It is a Saturday, so if there were to be a drinking night, it'd probably, yeah, that's kind of how that works.
Let's get
Anyways.
smashed and we'll grab the beer.
Everyone on VRC right now is cronked.
Yeah, which is surprising because usually people get drunk on VR chat on a Friday night instead of a Saturday. But I saw a drinking lobby there that had 90 people in it. I'm like, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
We're trying to know. It's time to get cronked.
So, damn it, I said it again. I want to just show a little screenshot of this guy that I got in the mail finally. You can go ahead and reveal the photo in the group chat. It's this little plushie that I got.
Finally!
You're allowed to take a look at the photo. If anyone's aware of Makeship,
What blazes is this?
I'll explain. So Makeship is that one company that makes those... So Makeship is that one company that... Remember how I said I wasn't going to do long pauses because it sounds weird for the audio listeners? But, I mean, that one was pretty funny, though. So, Makeship, and I'm not going to repeat it a fourth time, is the company that... Fuck, now my train of thought is going away naturally. I might have to say it a fourth time.
Makeship.
They make plushies for a bunch of YouTubers.
Makeship was created by General Electric.
By General Electric. They make a bunch of plushies for
Electric.
YouTubers and streamers and game developers and stuff. They make a bunch of plushies. I'm pretty sure they started out mainly just doing plushies for YouTubers. And it's like you would have to pre-order it and then it would come in the mail like 6 months later. So I ordered this guy back in November. It is the Guidance plushie made by Beyond, the person who made Terrors of Nowhere. This is an entity from Terrors of Nowhere. It's one of the original entities, and it's a really cute guy. For the audio listeners, it's a black cat plushie, or kind of cat-esque. It's got like kind of, maybe they're like wolf ears and a wolf tail, and there's red, yellow, and green lights, like it's a traffic light. But otherwise, the plushie is like pitch black,
cat
other than like the
features on
red,
this
yellow, and green lights. And on the back, there's like a little yield sign, there's a stop sign, and there's the yellow like sign with the arrow on it, the turning sign. I don't what's that one called? You turn here, go left, fucker, or right, depends on which way you're looking at it.
It's a yield,
or if some fucking
stop,
kid
and
just
turn left.
Yeah. Or turn right, and it depends, maybe some kid on the fucking highway is like, I'm gonna rotate this sign 180 degrees to fool some people. So...
If you do that, the arrow comes from the top and then goes down like that. That's not how that's supposed to be read. It's supposed to go...
Go into the
up and
ground!
over.
Undertale!
Turn down here.
Turn down here. You've arrived at hell. But this is a really cute plushie. I'm happy with this guy. And I can get more... God, the wait was so long, though. This guy was actually special. I didn't know Makeship does these. So typically, they will have the full design figured out, and then they'll be like, okay, we got to... at least 200 people have to buy this. If any less than 200 buy... Sometimes it might be 100, but, like, if any less than 200 people buy this, we're not going to make them, and everyone gets the refunds. If 200 plus people get it, everyone gets the plushies and they're not refunded. And when that happens, it takes like 6 months for them to make all of them. And it's always a limited run, so they never come back in stock. Like this guy right here, I think is one of 566 that were total made. Roughly 566, maybe give or take like 10. I don't remember the number exactly. But yeah, one of 500. He's pretty cute. I'm really happy with it. And now with the upcoming job that's starting, this is the last episode that we're doing during my very long phase of unemployment, but I'll be able to get more plushies. And I thought about that, how I don't know where I'm going to put all these plushies. I'm running out of room on the bed. I need some shelves.
Me!
No, my plushies. Fuck you. I realize now that one of the issues with being an adult is that you need to buy shelves to put your plushies on.
But it's like a $200 shelf.
How do you think I feel?
You with your massive collection of games and shit. Yeah, you need a few shelves.
Yeah.
A few shelves.
I got you,
Just a few.
Yeah, I want that many shelves, honestly. I was just about to say so, but I'm not going to exclaim so because I'm better than that. So! Soda! Off the topic of the plushie, he's just a really cute guy. I want to buy more plushies like this now, and I'll be able to afford it. This is not something I wrote down. But job is starting. It felt like I got the job offer a month ago, and it feels like it hasn't been a month. The past couple months have been really weird with the passage of time. Not because I'm getting older, but just because, I don't know, the past 4 months have been fucking weird in my life. It's like I don't
came.
remember a lot of it either.
I think most of us can share that sentiment.
I blocked out a lot of it out of my mind. And none of it's there's some pretty shitty stuff, and then there's some stuff that's like not as shitty, but it's kind of just all got blocked out. Hopefully, I'll start remembering things now. What?
I came.
Good job.
In the last 4 months, I finally showed up out of nowhere.
That's what you meant. Okay, that's what you meant. Yeah, because Gears, you were on a hiatus there for a bit of hanging out with the group.
Yeah, you were just gone.
He was a little bit of the gone.
Yeah.
You said he was gone. You didn't know him before he came back.
I didn't even know him.
He existed.
Well, exactly. I didn't know.
He came back and you were like, all right, John, you're doing a podcast with him.
Yeah, that's what's happening now.
Can we go get dinner first? Like,
nope, no dinner.
And then we
we're,
did.
We're sitting on the couch.
With
sitting on the couch and we're enjoying our. What the fuck?
It's like the
Also
the
made by
things that
General
happened
Electric.
during like the third.
Dicks were made by
the
General
third-
Electric. Damn, huh?
Dicks
That's
are
a
made
new
by
revelation.
General Electric. Yeah, I'm sorry, but your penis, it's gone.
The General Electric are the owners of the what was the one video where the guy gets the call from the small penis club? It's not called that exactly. But he's like, we can't let you in because your
I
dick
think
is
it is Small Penis
massive.
Club,
The sheer
yeah.
girth of it. We
yeah.
simply can't allow
I
you
showed
in.
my mom the superhero movie, the 2008 superhero movie, the movie called Superhero Movie.
Never heard of it. So how about you?
It's a parody of most superhero movies.
That makes sense.
And it follows a kind of like a Spider-Man like kind of thing. And one of the things they're going over about how they love each other, like the uncle, like Uncle Ben, but it's Uncle Albert instead, and it's Lucille, Aunt Lucille, and then they're like going on about how much they love each other, and he's like, "You've grayed, Lucy," and she's just like, "You take a while to piss, Albert," and then he says another thing, and then she goes, "You've always had a very small penis."
I was confused where you were going with this. I was really confused.
And
where
then
you were
they
going with
they
this.
just stop. He just stops talking, and then
I
fucking
feel
Rick
like
Riker just shows up out of nowhere.
I feel like most people would stop talking after that, like, especially with the way. If that's how the line was delivered, if that's the way she said it, yeah, I'd stop talking too.
You've always had a very small.
Can I talk about how I almost died yesterday?
You died?
No.
Damn it. Okay, fuck. We gotta talk more about the 1,000-year door. So,
Yes.
no. Last
Finally, my praise.
Last night there was some really bad. There was some really bad tornadoes in Iowa and I think Nebraska? Question mark? I think. I don't know geography. Sounds right. So, but there were some here. I think there were multiple that touched down. One of them was definitely, I was about to say Ep4. That's the fucking phasmophobia thing. What's the
Ep5!
What's the
Category.
What's the category name for the tornadoes? What's the abbreviation?
Category
4.
They just call it category? I thought there was like an abbreviation for it.
It's category.
It's
A resident of Oklahoma, it's category.
That's true. Have you got any? Oh,
yes,
before
Oklahoma.
I continue, have you had any tornado stuff happen lately? Anything?
I mean, a month ago there was a tornado touchdown in Oklahoma, but it didn't do a whole lot.
I see.
It was. I'm not gonna say like kind of where it was in relation to me, but it was decently around me.
It was
So
5
just
miles
like,
away from me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, well, thing is about it, right, is that whenever you're in Oklahoma, you get a lot of tornadoes. So you're, in terms of tornado stuff, you're kind of jaded a little bit. Right? It's like you hear that a tornado touchdown, you go over, you grab your beer, you get the cap off, you sit on your lawn, and you watch that bitch go by. Like that's about how it is around here.
Oh god, the fucking
Yeah.
videos where someone will be standing on their porch as a branch like nearly misses their fucking skull, and it looks like they're in the dead fucking. It looks like they're in the strongest tornado you've ever seen in your entire life, but they're just standing on their fucking porch. They're still recording, and around them looks like the fucking apocalypse. Like they're inside of the tornado.
That's
they're
Oklahoma.
still standing there. They're still. So you can tell I'm not too fond of the people who do those videos.
Did they have a Bud Light at hand?
I don't know. It was just recorded from first person. There's one specific video I can think of off the top of my head. I may or may not be making up the near miss branch thing. However, there was still a lot of shit flying around, and I think a tree fell and shit.
No, yeah.
So
that stuff's funny. That stuff's funny.
but it's fucked up. Don't do that. How did the disclaimer song go in Unis Honest? It was please do not try this. Please do not try this at home.
I'm not even gonna try.
Something like that. I don't know. I have to. I'll splice it in here.
Is that the disclaimer song?
Hey now, don't try it at home. Do 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 do. Hey now, don't try it. Don't you dare try it. You might die if you do this at home. Do 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 do.
Like in Oklahoma, we're gonna be careful with the tornado, but we know quite a bit about tornadoes. We know what to do at that point.
Yeah. The one last night, the multiple last night, it was that one of them was definitely a 4. It ravaged a smaller town. Looked more like a trailer park-esque thing. Hard to say though. Are you having a fucking smoke? I'm talking about a tragedy, and you're smoking.
No, it was so funny because they were discovering like how to do like the hand swap thing, and they were laughing about that.
You're laughing about swapping the lighter. Audio listeners, he had a lighter in his hand. He was swapping it back and forth.
And so
hands.
I was just going like this, and they were just swapping between each other continuously, and I'm like, I have magic powers.
He's one with the force.
Is that a Lindy asset?
Yeah, it's a Lindy asset. Mm-hmm. Of course.
Oh.
Yeah, of course
I figured so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's also got the one of the 2 revolvers. I don't remember which one. I think it's the Colt. Yeah, this one. It's pretty nice looking. Audio listeners, he has a fucking gun. Yeah, sure. So anyways, as I was trying to say, yeah, kind of like 100 houses or so got destroyed.
Yeah, that'll happen with a tornado.
Yeah, kind of fucked up. No one died because thankfully we live in the age where we get warnings for this shit like an hour or 2 in advance, or even longer, which is like amazing. Hello, Editor Nano here again. Yeah, I was wrong. People died. I don't have anything else to say. I was just correcting that. Instead of having a warning like 60 seconds before you're about to get fucking killed, you know? Because that's where we used to be. But now we have the wonderfulness of science, and then we know when the he's gonna come and then
When it get windy.
when it get windy.
It's fucking windy.
We're windy.
It's a bit
It's
windy.
so windy, shit fly. That like reminds me to where it's like a couple of friends, because like I am partially redneck.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of my I don't know how like the topic of like shouting yee yee came about, but it came about, and I had to remember that I had done that whilst I was in Paris, France, in front of the convention center for TwitchCon. I shouted yee yee as loud as I could. It was amazing.
You and your yee-ass haircut. So, damn it, I said it again.
It took a little bit of redneck to France. It was great.
I mean, have you seen this man? If you want to see John Face, go to episode 2.
Oh yeah, I was laying in the bed in that one. Yeah.
There are several references to Hitler.
John Balls.
John Ball. No, the balls were cropped. The balls were cropped.
What did you do to my balls?
Nothing.
Did you crop his balls again?
I did not. I cut off your balls because you said either hard or nothing. I bet it's nothing now. They're getting chopped off. No, don't give me don't give me the cigar. I don't need that shit. You don't need it either. You're a robot.
This episode is sponsored by Manscaped.
This episode's not sponsored by Manscaped. We'll get a sponsor someday. It's totally possible.
If we do get a sponsor, please not Manscaped.
Can I sponsor this? Can Mythos Maker sponsor this?
This video is sponsored by Mythos Makers.
You'd just be paying me, but like one host paying the other host as a sponsor would just feel weird. I don't know. Even as a joke, like it just sounds a bit weird. I don't like it.
This podcast is
I
sponsored
want
by
you-
Mythos
I want
Makers.
you-
Make your myths true.
I want you to do an ad read for Mythos Makers.
I'll do an ad read for fucking shenanigans because it's in my, it's a little bit in my interest because I managed the speedrun leaderboard for that game. By the way,
No, you have to. No. You have to do the ad read for Mythos Makers as a whole for the website.
God.
Do it.
I want to do it.
let him do it.
No, I want Nano to do it because it's funnier because Nano doesn't want to do
Okay,
it.
you know, that is fair, and I kind of walked into that one a little bit. Definitely is true. You are very true, sir. Fair point.
Gears, you can take it next time.
I was just about to chime in and say he can take something else next time. I'm like, wait, no, stop. No.
Yes, ass. I mean, what?
No, not that.
That's for a
Dick and
different
balls
show.
and ass. If you want to check out Mythos Makers is his company. He makes he does game stuff and art stuff and animation stuff and comic stuff. There's a F3B Podcast.com link below, and then from there you can find Mythos Makers. As well as all of our other links. For example, how Gears is supposed to... What? Enough. Gears... I'm sorry, that was really mean. But Gears was supposed to... It's not out... It's not set up right now, but by the time this episode comes out, it'll surely be all set up and everything. But it was supposed to be ready for the release of episode 1, but it wasn't. Your Fiverr gig so that people can commission you to do voice acting things. We're working on that. He needs to do some things.
I have a
but
lot
soon,
of different voices.
Soon.
Wait, isn't it episode 4?
This is episode 4, yeah. I think the first time we mentioned the Fiverr thing is episode 3, and honestly, we'll probably have it set up by the time that episode 3
whenever
comes
we
out.
mentioned the female voice, we were like, oh, we're going to do it by episode 4 or something. It was 44.
It might have been 44. I don't think there was a specific number. I think it was just later. That's at least all I remember. Well, to be fair, people will be able to hear it on Fiverr because you'll have a listing there for hiring this fucker to do a bitch voice, or a different voice, or a different voice, or a different voice. No, you can't do that. You can't. Somebody stop this man. Stop this man.
Why not?
Stop this man.
Why not? Why can't I do their hose?
Stop this man. He needs to be.
No,
they need to
explain
put
to
a
me.
stop to him.
What am I saying wrong?
Because I said so. That's it. Simply just because I said so.
I so want you, Gears, to at some point have like a suit, like a suit and like a trench coat type thing, and just be a mob boss with that fucking cigar.
Ooh, true. That'd be pretty cool.
Don't worry, sweetheart.
That'd be
You gotta
funny.
do some shit for me.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. An index mic. Ooh, sounds
Get on
really
your knees
nice.
and suck and blow.
That's okay. Well, you've got the cigar. I've got the Thompson.
But right now, I've gotta go.
here. Come back here. Come back here. On your listeners, he's running off. You see, you've got the cigar. I've got the Thompson. Then we need a fedora and a coat, right? And that's it. I think that's about it.
Hi.
That's not a fedora, but you know, it's a pretty nice hat still. Still a pretty nice hat.
It's close. I believe it's a Panama hat. I believe.
Whatever it is, it's nice. Not as nice as my hat, however. Which,
real quick.
by the way, I still forgot to put the. I didn't have a chance yet to put the podcast logo inside my top hat because inside my top hat here is the logo for the Twitch team that I'm a part of. But then I also need to right below it put a logo for the podcast. I have 2 logos in my hat. That's what I need, or I'll put it on my ass or something.
That's
I
not
don't
the
know.
Nakama logo. That's a penis.
Yeah, get a
What?
tramp stamp
That
like me.
is a Nakama. Don't gaslight the view. Look, it's a logo. It's not a penis. Except only the YouTube and Spotify
penis.
people can see it. Audio listeners love you to death. I'm not pulling my cock out.
I'm pulling my cock out.
Yeah. I
No.
want to ask something on that. We have Spotify video.
Spotify video, which is a fucking pain. Let me ramble about this for like 2 minutes. No, probably 1 minute.
Oh god. Grab a drink.
Spotify viewers.
Spotify video. Pain.
Got a tramp stamp.
Yeah, he has the podcast logo on his ass cheek. It's right there. You can see it. Audio listeners, you're gonna have to just come over to the video and see it. I'm also gonna do a call out post for on Lucy in a minute, but first, Spotify video support.
Brilliant.
You've got 2 options. One, you either have to host the podcast on Spotify, which you don't want to do. There's other better hosts that, like I said, distribute to all the platforms. Spotify also distributes to a bunch of other platforms. But they've got a lot of issues that I don't like. RSS.com is a lot better. And you either have to have the podcast hosted on Spotify primarily, as that's the main place, or you have to jump through a bunch of fucking menus, a bunch of really not obvious menus. There's like 2 menus next to each other that are both completely different things. One of them is to move your whole podcast to Spotify exclusively, which you don't want to do. And the other one is like manage a podcast that's hosted somewhere else, but change how it works on Spotify. You have to go into there, you have to go and fiddle around with a kind of scuffed settings menu, and you have to go upload, you have to overwrite the audio file of the audio podcast with the video file. And holy shit, I will never again take for granted YouTube upload speeds, because uploading the podcast to YouTube, the full 1080p 60 FPS video, that's like 10 gigs, uploading to YouTube took far less time than it took to upload to Spotify. I think it took like an hour to upload episode 1 to Spotify. It took so fucking long.
Funny.
It's no big deal. It's just a fucking... It's stupid. I had to jump through all of that. I was talking before about how, oh wow, it's surprisingly easy to get a podcast distributed to all the different platforms. And then there's Spotify video. And then there's this shit.
So I'm guessing we're not getting a Spotify deal because of this.
1,000 year door.
I've got a personal bias. I wouldn't want any exclusive deals, that's for sure. Like, even jokingly or not, just because personally I enjoy listening to podcasts on YouTube. I think YouTube is a pretty good place to listen to podcasts, honestly. YouTube plus the thing where you block something that involves 2 letters that first starts with an A and second starts with a D, where you block things like that. But I'm not going to say it because I would never have something like that, and you should never use an ad blocker on YouTube, and never do anything like yeah, definitely. Definitely would never install Firefox and never install uBlock Origin. Never do that. Yes, Gears?
If we ever get a sponsor, I do not want it to be Manscaped. If Manscaped tries to, I'm going to decline the living shit out of them.
Yeah, because they're not that good, right? But they have the really funny ad where it's like, we need to talk about your balls. That ad is pretty fucking good, though. Other than that, I've never tried Manscaped product, but I've heard from a lot of people that they're not good.
Manscaped's blade has cut me so many fucking times. I fucking hate it.
But at least they got the funny ad.
I am not kidding you. They got the funny ads, and that's the only thing they got going good for them.
I don't even remember any of the other ones.
Underwear.
Just the one where it's like, are they smooth or covered in bits of annoying fluff? But he's talking about, like, pool. He's talking about, like, 8-ball pool. He's not talking about real balls. These are my balls. See how they glisten in the light?
I have a much better time with other brands than fucking Manscaped. Like, the guard that it comes with is not good.
It's really unfortunate that a lot of these companies will sponsor a lot of YouTubers. And by the way, we like sponsors. We take sponsors, but we're not going to take a couple. We're not going to take Manscaped. We're not going to take Raycon because...
Raid Shadow Legends!
We don't talk about Raid Shadow Legends. We're not going to take Raycon because
take
I guess
General
Raycon
Electric.
earbuds are just not good either, which is pretty unfortunate.
Raycon earbuds are fucking bass deafening shitholes.
Yeah.
Literally, that is all they
I've
have
never
in them.
used
They
them.
don't have any fucking highs. Their mids are and their fucking sub bass and bass, like the actual, if you've ever looked at that graph where you see like what your headphones are able to do, usually you want a V. V's are really good because it appeals to what everyone wants. Basically, you have your bass that's like a little bit higher, and you'll have your highs, which are also a little bit higher, and then your mid is about like, just normal level. You want it as a straight line, but that's only if you're an audiophile and you want to get everything like crisp and clean and make sure that everything's all right and dandy. But whenever you're listening and enjoying music, usually like a V, that's what a lot of people like. Maybe some people like higher on the highs, but maybe like lower on the bass.
I find it personally
Raycon is
important.
This is the fucking line for Raycon. This is the fucking line for Raycon. It starts up here. So here's where the line is. This is where we are trying to put our baseline.
The audio listeners, they don't know what the hell where you're moving your hand. They don't know.
Okay, let's make a graph. 0 to 25. 0 is the baseline. 25 is the highest point. Raycon starts at a fucking 15, goes back down to a 0, stays at 0, and then barely even goes up to 5 for the highs.
That's horrible.
Jesus Christ.
If you don't know numbers, roller coaster, but on your ears.
And so basically you get a shit ton of bass and it makes it sound terrible. But for some people, they love bass. So sometimes Raycon's good. Other
It's
than
also
that-
specifically, it's weird to me that YouTubers would be sponsored by very inaccurate earbuds, because you would think these people edit videos. They need to make sure that they're hearing like the default, pretty much. Like, I find it pretty important to
Raycon's
have
not
headphones.
meant for hearing.
Yeah, I know. I find it really important to have headphones that are like a lot more just good across the board, so that like I can edit things clearly, so that I know that what I'm hearing is roughly what the viewers are going to hear. It's pretty
So
important.
if you want a pair of headphones that just have deafening bass, get a pair of Skull Crusher Evas. Hell, if Skull Crusher fucking, tries to get a sponsorship with us, I will fucking go with Skull Crusher than Raycon. Because
Yeah.
Skull Crusher literally makes a headset that's called the Skull Crusher Evo. My fucking god, it is so deafening with its bass, it actually has a slider for it. But here's the best part. Whenever you have the slider all the way down, its line that it usually pulls out is a V. It's actually a really good V. But then you can just be like, nah, I want to deafen myself with a shit ton of bass. Slides all the way up, puts it
Slide to
on,
the
and
left.
literally has its skull rattling bass. I am not kidding you. I've tried a pair of them. They actually rattle on your head. It is fucking crazy.
Wow, I mean, to be fair, the
They're
Index
awesome.
The Index headphones, if you lay on them in a certain way while wearing the Valve Index VR headset like I am, if you lay on a certain way, that will also rattle your fucking head.
No.
But you
This
mean
is,
those
like,
are a whole nother
meant
level.
to.
Okay.
Those are a whole nother level. Like, I would literally, like, put them on and then swing it all the way up, listen to the bassiest song I know of, and just be sitting there, and it just goes...
I will need to ask you probably in about a month and a half's time you and I need to go hunting for some good wireless, preferably wireless earbuds, because I do plan to buy a big screen Beyond, and those don't have integrated headphones. So I'm going to need earbuds in general. No wireless? No,
No.
you're shaking your head? No wireless. Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing
So
about
wired
versus
earbuds. Wired earbuds.
Wired earbuds are way cheaper first. Way cheaper. You can get a pair... Okay, if you're looking for a balanced output, KZs. KZs are fucking beautiful for that. They are nice to listen to. They are like $20 for their lowest ones to $18 for their like very lowest. And if you want some pros, it's $39. Literally the best of the best is at $39 for those ones. They're really great for audiophiles. Because they've got a very balanced output.
I still like using headphones primarily when I'm at my computer and everything. However, I need earbuds for the tiny form factor VR headset, and I kind of wanted to get wireless ones because it's a tiny headset for the purpose of comfort. I don't want any cords just dangling, specifically those little thin cords that usually earbuds have, because a big screen Beyond is still a wired headset, but it's a beefy,
Oh, it's a
chunky wire.
braided.
Braided?
It's a double braided cord.
Ooh, that's nice. Be nicer than the Index cable.
And you can also take it. So the KZs, they're like a little nub that you can, whenever you want to put it away, you can just unplug the actual head, the earbud, and stuff those into like a little bag, and then take the rest of the cord, wrap it around, and then also stuff it in the bag or somewhere else.
It is nice when wired earbuds have the option to unplug it from the earbud, like you don't, the wire isn't embedded into it.
The wire that's specifically for it, the connection point, is actually a very common connector that is actually widely available. So if you ever lose the cable, or it breaks, or it snaps, or something happens to it, you can actually order a new one, and it's like
pretty nice.
barely even $10. I used to have a pair of KZs. I fucking lost them. I need to get a new pair, but they were like, I bought them for $14, and they still sounded better than almost every single headset I ever had.
Really? Like, better than a headset?
They've got dual drivers.
I mean, oh, okay. Have you ever tried HyperX headphones? Because I've been using them for a really long time, and they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good.
I tried HyperX. I did not like HyperX.
Don't know. I've had a HyperX Cloud headset for a really long time. It sounds to me
personally
identical
like
to the Index
deep,
headphones.
thuddy
So,
bass.
I mean,
I
that's my
personally
comparison.
like deep, thuddy basses. I love deep, thuddy basses. That's why I went for the fucking Razer Krakens, or whatever the fuck they're called. I've got a pair of. I got the kitty ones, the pink kitty ones. They're so nice. They don't make them anymore like how they used to, and the fucking wired ones are the best ones. But I broke the fucking.
Yeah, I forgot you had the cat ear headphones at one point. Yeah, you'd have your camera on. You'd have the cat ear headphones.
I broke them.
That's fucked up. When am I gonna see you with cat ear headphones, John? When am I gonna have? When am I gonna see you with a nice dark blue pair of cat ear headphones?
Oh, yeah, if anyone wants to know where I get my knowledge, my full knowledge of all this kind of shit, search up Dank Pods. He's fucking. He's
Love
an hilarious
Love
Aussie.
Dank Pods. Dank Pods pretty cool. I watched a couple of his videos. Pretty cool.
I watch all of his videos. You shitting me? I like have that shit playing at night.
Where
I'll basically give you a rundown of.
Hold on. How did we get here?
You wanted audio shit.
No, before
and we were talking about
that,
Raycon and sponsorships.
Sponsorships. Yeah, and then we were talking about Raycon, and then I said I need a recommendation because Big Screen Beyond, because job is starting next. I want to point out we're not done yet. Viewers, don't leave. We're not done yet. But because I'm gonna say something that if I say something like next week we're gonna be talking about that sounds like we're done. But I just wanted to say briefly I have a feeling I got a feeling that. That next week I'm going to want to talk a lot about job things because talking about job isn't super interesting typically. However, it's going to be my first week at Amazon, which is a company that I have very, very, very strong opinions against for a lot of practices they do. But then I do have a lot of family members who do work there, and it works for them. Used to work for them. I've heard a lot of bad stories. I've heard a lot of good things. It's going to be really interesting this first week. So just because of the fact that it's going to be, I feel like it'll be interesting enough to talk about. Additionally, because I have not been employed since mid to late summer of 2022. So it's been a bit. Because it is now, as we're recording this today, it is April
28th, 2024.
April 27th. You're in the wrong fucking time zone. We are at 17 minutes.
No, it's April 28th.
You're in the wrong fucking time zone. In Central Time, we still got another 17 minutes.
It's 12:43.
We're recording this late. Would you like to explain to the class why we're recording this episode a couple hours later than we typically would? Would you like to explain to the class, Gears?
I forgot to charge my shit because I was at my mom's all day.
He forgot to charge all his full body trackers, which audio listeners, you don't give a fuck about, but also none of you should give a fuck anyways. These episodes all go up at 1 p.m. Central every day, every Saturday. Not every day. We're having that much stuff to talk about. We're not
all day, every day, every single day.
We don't have that much stuff to talk about. We're not gods who all seeing.
I am omnipotent. We do it every day now.
Omnipotent. That's the word I was trying to go for. Here there's still a lot. I'm glad we're only an hour in. So hopefully we've still got another 30 minutes left because there's still a couple more things I wanted to talk about. We've come up with a couple things that were not even listed, which is good.
My trackers are about to die.
Well, then you're gonna have to deal with how we did it on episode 1, where your trackers just fucking die 2/3 the way through, and your legs don't worky. Do we need to replace you with a cardboard cutout? Do we need to get you on the Discord call and have your fucking camera here instead? No, audio listeners, he's slowly walking over to the cardboard cutout. I was joking, please. No. There he goes. Damn it. Well, we can start the next topic without him. The viewers don't know what the cardboard cutout is yet, but you two do know. But the viewers at home still don't know what this cardboard cutout is a silhouette of, because it's just a silhouette of cardboard.
Figure it out.
Sure, if you scour Google Images enough, you might be able to find it. It's still here for me. Let me just... Yeah, it's scuffed. Anyways, it's fine. It's off the camera now. That's all that matters. We're sliding around. Okay. We're sliding around the room. I wrote down a derpy falling for John's gaslighting. Would you like to explain this one to the class? Don't thumbs up the camera. Would you... You can't say yep. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
John does not want to talk about it.
I'm very sidetracked right now.
What are you sidetracked doing? Explain to the class that.
I'm looking at art.
God damn it. Okay, I'll explain the story then, because I guess
I'm watching Markiplier.
You're not actually.
I am actually. I'm watching their space.
So I would like to introduce everybody to the new channel Nano Talks Too Much. It is where I talk to myself for about 2 hours. Well, there's kind of just two people on the couch here, but like that don't actually exist. They're kind of like mindless zombies. So, damn it, I said it again. There's been a running gag for a long time that you and I are like married or something, or no, well, there's that partially. It mainly stemmed from the fact that you decided to gaslight a bunch of people, a lot of our friends here in VR chat, and outside of it, that you and I had done the erotic roleplay, the ERP at some point, which hasn't happened, but your gaslighting techniques...
Hasn't? You're going to plan on doing it later?
Your sheer consistency really
My penis.
paid off, because during Voltaku's talk show, which we were on... That was Monday, right? That was Monday. Derpy, who was just kind of there in the background and like drunk, but also they were drunk, so I wonder if this maybe portrays to anything whatsoever in with what may have clouded their judgment, but don't know. I might even pull a clip or something. I might put it on screen, but probably not. I'm too lazy to go actually sift through the whole VOD. So let me get to the point. They genuinely believed, until they were told live on camera, that they genuinely believed that him and I had fucked. Oh my god. So,
It's just
that.
Derpy and I think a couple other people thought that we were together.
With a couple other people. Expose them.
Marcy was one of them.
That checks out, yeah.
Who else was it?
There's a lot of Marcy.
I think there was
the pink gum one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the pink gum one. Whenever I say Marcy, I'm probably going to be referring to the Marcy that I know that's also a part of Mythos Makers. So
yeah, of course, it checks out. There's just a lot of Marcy. This is a pretty generic name. Well, I say this to a man named John, as in John Doe, the placeholder name. But anyways, that's it. Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
no, it was pretty funny though. I enjoyed that stream a lot. The talk show was very fun, and we determined on the talk show that what was the reason that we decided that Volt was going to be the third episode on this show? There was a reason why specifically.
Because Volt didn't bring us on his show until like the third or fourth episode of his show,
right?
And I was very upset because Volt told me so, and this is something I said on his show as well. Volt told me, whilst we were both at Vegas, we had pizza together, and he told me that whenever he starts his show, he told me about his show, and he told me that whenever he starts his show, that he's gonna bring on me and you as one of the first few guests, and I expected to be the first guest. We were not the first guest.
We were not the first
We
guest.
were, in fact, the third or fourth guest. There were several other people before us, and I took offense to that.
I partially take offense, but also kind of as a joke for the first one, because for me, it's like, okay, the first one, he had his mods on the show, and like the people who helped him build the set for the show. The second episode, I don't know who the fuck was there. We should have been
more important than them.
Guaranteed should have at least been on the second episode. The fact it was the third one, that's a disgrace. So, Voltaku will be on...
No. We should have been on the first one.
Voltaku will be on episode 53.
We're more important than the people who literally made him.
Yes, we are.
He will be, we've decidedly so that he will be specifically the third guest. When we start doing guest episodes, I have a feeling that we're probably going to do them every other week. Maybe even every other week, because I still enjoy just the three of us being here. I don't think we always need a guest to fill in the gaps. Might get a bit loud, you know. I'm enjoying this so far. We've not had any issues with coming up with things to talk about. Then we bring people on once we're all fucking dried up and we're 1 foot in the grave. That's weird. What if you just DM'd me, Gears? Well, you can't DM in the middle of the you can't send me a GIF of Markiplier saying smash. Stop.
Smash.
No. Smash. No.
Smash.
No. I can't believe this. I want to talk about the textbook. That's just what I have it written down as, is the textbook. Well, it's not that necessarily.
The glorious Holy Bible.
Let me go down. Let me start from the top here. Gears and I both diagnosed struggle with severe ADHD. To the point where it genuinely affects many aspects of our life. Even you a little bit more so than me, which I didn't even think was possible. Slightly, but it's pretty on par. So, two of the brain cells here are actually just have developmental issues that cause the 80 ooh shiny, and then one is just crazy. That's you.
Hi, John.
Hi.
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 Hi, John. Hi.
Prime example of the ADHD that I wave towards you, and I'm like, ooh, my nails are rainbow colored. Oh, look at that. Look at that. As I'm waving towards you. Oh, look at the nails. They're rainbow colored. Look, there's fucking color changing. There's glitter and shit. Yes, you do. So, damn it, I said it again. Fuck! This has not been an issue for the previous 3 episodes. Why do I love those 2 letters so much now? I had a previous psychiatric appointments that I was going to at this one place. It's not that I wasn't really connecting with them that well, but it's just I feel like they weren't as good at their job. They seem to be more like generic, like they can kind of prescribe you anything for anything, and they didn't really seem to specialize in anything, which was not exactly what I was looking for. So I was looking especially for someone who can mainly specialize a lot in things relating to ADHD, and then potentially a couple other things here and there as those crop up. Because ADHD has been fucking ravaging my life. It is both the reason that, or at least most of the reason that I just don't sleep most nights, and if I do sleep, it's like at most like a couple hours. So, and especially the past couple days, I haven't been sleeping much at all.
And ADHD and my problems has always been that thing where if I sit down any time at all, you have to get me up because I won't be able to get up for like the next hour. It's not even like, I think the phenomenon is called ADHD paralysis. I also have like the time dialysis. Like I don't know what time it is, and I have such a skewed perception of it. I can sometimes know exactly what time it is, but then sometimes, fuck. It felt like only a minute passed, but it's actually been like 12 hours, and I'm like,
my sense of time has been improving. It's still not great, though, but I do also struggle with the ADHD paralysis. Specifically for me, it's not being able to get the fuck out of bed, despite a lot of things.
That one as well. Yeah.
So where was I going with this? Right, so I am not going to the old place anymore. I went to this new place a couple days ago. Very conveniently, this appointment just so happened to line up right before I need to start this job, where I need to be the top of my game, because I've got 2 weeks of training in front of me. I gotta be ready for everything. It's also a very mentally draining job, not a very physically demanding, but it's very mentally demanding at all times. So, because customer support, Amazon, so... If someone's calling Amazon, they're probably not the brightest person to begin with if they're calling Amazon, because you can usually figure shit out on the website. I'd like to cancel my order. You can do that. I don't know how this job is going to go, but we'll see what happens. Regardless, went to this new psychiatrist. That's the word. And he's amazing. He's amazing. I described him a bit to you, and you also think he's amazing. So right off the bat, I was really tired. So like very, very sleep deprived, because I did not sleep the previous night. So I had my mother come in with me and just start to get the ball rolling so that I could, because again, I'm fucking sleep deprived. I'm not thinking straight. She asked a lot of important questions that I was totally going to forget about simply because of sleep deprivation.
And ADHD in general.
So, this guy was great. He had all the right answers that I really liked. This guy immediately, like, him and I just hit it off so well that within like 20 minutes of each other getting to know each other, he handed me the DSM-5-TR, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. He just handed it to me. He's like, I think you might like this. He doesn't show that to anyone that he meets. Like he doesn't show that to anyone. But he's like, I think you might find this interesting. And then he opened up to page 69, which is Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADHD. Oh, shiny. Ooh, squirrel.
I did that while driving on accident.
And it was great because there was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of information in that book was similar to the stuff that I'd read online, but it was a lot more clear and concise. And whenever I'd read stuff online about symptoms, it would be like, there would be slight variations in the things that I read. So this book kind of just like definitively says, okay, this and this and this. This is like the official book from the American Psychiatric Association. Like this is a big deal. This book is fucking chonky as all hell. It's got like 1,200 pages in it. And the fact that ADHD was on page 69, I think that's pretty cool. So there's requirements in here of like, and I'm not going to read all this off. If someone wants to go find the book, feel free to. There's PDFs online and shit. This man, by the way, another reason I like him a lot is because I was like, can I find this online somewhere? And he's like, oh yeah, with your skills, I'm sure you'd be able to. I think he was nudging towards piracy. Which, you know,
Nice.
I love this guy. I think he's great. And I was going through the list here of diagnostic criteria where you have to meet you have to meet a certain amount of things on this list, and then you have to meet a certain amount of things on this list. You meet every single one with flying colors. I meet about I meet about like 19/20ths. I don't know why I'm giving that kind of fraction, but like I only didn't have like 5% of them. And then
I was diagnosed when I was 8.
yeah, you got it pretty bad too. I should have been. The fact that I wasn't, complicated. Not gonna get into that. So, not necessarily anyone's fault. I want to make that clear.
Explains
And then on the next page there's something that I find a little bit funny. Specify current severity. There's mild, moderate, and severe. And the requirements for severe, you have to check off one of these 3 things. You have to either many symptoms in excess of those required to make the diagnosis. So like if you, for example, are like Gears, where you check off 100% of the boxes when you only need to score like a 75% to actually be diagnosed, you know? So that alone, okay, severe, that's it. Or, option B, several symptoms that are particularly severe. Yeah, check off that one too. And then C, or the symptoms result in marked impairment in social or occupational functioning. Check that off too. So Gears and I coined this because I find it a little bit funny, but it's... Don't take me too seriously on this, just a bit of a joke. I'm no fucking expert, but... Triple severe. How does that sound? If you only need one of the 3 to be marked off as severe, well, we got 3 of 3. We're triple severe. Triple severe ADHD gang. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. And I do understand, though, why he wouldn't let most other people read these books, because a lot of people will fall into the trap of reading a bunch of symptoms and then thinking that they have, like, 7 of these mental illnesses. Like they think, I got this thing, and I got this thing, and I got this thing. And that rationale is totally fine. I see myself as a person who is able to look at things, despite the bias joke earlier, I see myself as a person who's able to view things a little bit more objectively than the average person. I think I'm definitely above average in terms of being able to view things objectively with fact and removing opinion from it. Save for like one or two things. However, those are learning experiences. Why am I biased? Yeah, this podcast is cool. I rated it 5 stars. Fuck you. Yeah, I did.
Actually, I do like it. It was pretty funny while I was watching.
Your mother thought it was funny. I'll take that as a glistening letter of recommendation or something. So, I've never said glistening letter of recommendation. That sounds good. I've never said that before. Anyways, distracted. ADHD, as you can clearly tell. But because
my brain.
because I feel like I'm able to view things a little bit more objectively, I think he picked up on that as well from just getting to know me for a very short amount of time there. So I mean, he walked over to the other side of the room, pulled the book off of a shelf, and like handed it to me and flipped to the page. It's like, it made me feel kind of special. I don't know. I'm really happy with that though. That was only the first appointment. Next one's in like a month from now. But that was pretty great.
We have a good time next time.
Yeah, no, I think it was really nice. And the couch, oh my god, the couch was so fucking comfortable. His office was really like nice. Meanwhile, the last place, it was dull. It's like when you go to the doctor's office and they have you sitting in there for a while. It's kind of like that kind of emptiness, bland type room. Of course, it's not a doctor's office, but still, like there's a desk, there's 2 chairs, there's a computer. There's a big desk with like nothing on it, pretty much. Anyways, continue.
My therapist. So, okay, my father's hey, look, my leg's gone.
The leg ran out of battery.
My father's a very big oof. Big oof.
Big oof. Big oof. We don't talk
And
about your
would
father.
honestly be extremely. He just absolutely destroy how my interviews went. The guy I was interviewing with was actually pretty chill. I liked him a lot. His couch was pretty comfy as well.
Is it just the couch? Nothing
What are
else?
we talking about?
You were just talking about the couch? All right. You're just talking about the couch. I see. That's fair enough. The man wants to mention a comfy couch. Let him be. Let him be.
Okay, everyone's watched the Fallout series, right? Yeah, definitely.
The
Okay.
Fallout series. Have you? I haven't watched. Have
fucking
you
love
watched
that
it?
thing.
I've not. No.
We can't let him ramble on about media for another 30 minutes. We don't have that time. His legs are dead. We are at the hour 25 mark. I do want to go over one more thing here, but first,
Oh, I'm also not
Fuck!
medicated
What was
on
I gonna
my
say?
ADHD at all. So,
no, well, you do the one thing that's, but like you do that off and on because that's the way it works, right? Or have you not done it in a long time?
I haven't done any medication at all in like the last
You probably should.
9 years.
Oh yeah,
I
if it
mean,
was-
so the medication I was
I forgot
originally
to
on was
mention.
an
Hold on.
NDHP receipt.
I forgot to mention. I'm medicated now. Yes, and I'm feeling really good over the past couple of days. I'm feeling a lot more just like a normal fucking functioning human being. Sleep didn't improve. Honestly, sleep might have gotten 2% worse, but not by much. Otherwise, I'm feeling pretty just better. I'm feeling better. No, I will be eating after this.
No, okay, good, because that's the biggest thing is that your appetite kind of disappears on those medications. A lot of them.
Yep.
That's why whenever I was going through the whole system, I had to find an entirely different medication to use. I found an NDHP specific one. If I do remember what my doctor was explaining it to me like, is that basically what it does is that it repairs the dopamine receivers in the head, in the brain, by putting in NDHP through a pill, and then basically your brain picks it up and goes, I should have more of this. Starts preparing it.
Explain in layman's terms to the viewers what the hell this thing actually fucking does.
NDHP is basically the chemical receiver for dopamine inside the brain. The dopamine receivers that are inside your brain, that between the neurons, kind of like fire off and shit like that. I can't remember exactly. I'm way too tired to explain in full terms. But basically, those little receivers are made of a chemical which I can't exactly remember the name of, which is NDHP. It's an abbreviated name for it. And so ADHD is usually either a cause between like three different type of ailments, mental disorder. Or
This is not layman's terms. Get to the basically.
your brain can't produce dopamine as well as John can.
No dopamine.
And so your brain tries to find other ways to function, which then causes problems as well, because brain just then goes off on a rant and goes, "Aruguru." And so it can't focus. There goes my other leg.
The moment you said that, your leg disappeared. Leg gone.
But no, so then
Sleeper agent.
the NDHP helps with the focus and stuff by helping your brain repair it. And it also makes you go to sleep like really hard.
Specifically, the way you described it, to me was that like you take it for a while and it kind of rewires your brain, and then you can not take it for a while. Like you go off and on it.
Yeah.
It's back and forth.
So that's
over
how
long periods
they
of
also
time.
explained it to me. And it lasted for like after taking it, I think it lasted for over 4 years.
You should get
I've
on
only
this.
been recently having problems.
I get some kind of appointment scheduled. You're unemployed at the exact current moment. Still for a moment here.
That's not how this works.
You should
I
just.
need health insurance.
Fuck! I forgot we live in this shit ass country.
Yeah, no.
Sorry,
to get a
sorry.
therapist
I
and shit,
forgot where I
have
am.
to-
I thought I was in the fucking ocean. Continue.
But no, honestly, I would. I've been trying to because I've noticed that, honestly, I've been having a harder and harder time trying to get to work on time because I just I sit down, stop. Just everything goes, bleh.
The way that the
I just can't
medication
do
that
shit.
I'm taking was described to me, which I've never heard this described in this way before. And again, we are not medical professionals. Do not listen to anything that we're saying. Blah blah blah. The disclaimer song. Please do not try this at home. If you do,
We're not medical
you might
professionals.
die.
Do not try this.
I just every single
We're
time.
being stupid.
Those are the two things that we need to start. That I'm going to start. Well, I've been splicing in the audio listeners love you to death image right on screen whenever I say audio listeners love you to death, because I like saying audio listeners love you to death. And there's the image 3 times. But I'm going to start splicing in now the disclaimer song.
Don't say it 3 times. They'll show up.
No, Ted Nivison, he's fucking punches through the wall like the fucking Kool-Aid Man. You.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I just imagined that so vividly. That really flat wall right there looks like something that a Kool-Aid Man / very buff Ted Nivison would just
yeah.
fucking walk through, like pose like this and be like, you! You want milk? I don't know, because he did the milkman thing for, he did one video where he went to Coachella and was just offering people milk because he's the milkman. Where was I going with
I
this?
am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
I forgot.
Where was I going?
I don't know on that one.
No, wherever I was going was actually it actually was something. It was something.
Talking about therapists.
Yeah, don't take our advice for things because we're not medical professionals. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, what other disclaimers do I need to put in here? I did not forget the topic. I remembered it now. The fair use disclaimer, so that I can use the disclaimer song. But first, I need a fair use disclaimer right at the start, and then I need one of those disclaimers like "Don't harass any individuals referenced or mentioned in this video," and I need a fair use, and then.
Please don't. We don't want you to do that. I don't care how much you hate them or how much I hate them and want them to die. I mean, I want them to be tortured.
Who are you referring to? You're slow turn your head towards me.
Daddy.
Yeah, I thought so. I just felt the strong urge to say "daddy" in a high-pitched voice. And I'm like, no, don't do that. That's just a sound clip waiting to happen. No, that's just not. I am not vocally warmed up for that either. So it'd probably come out really poorly. But then I'd feel the need to keep it in because I don't want to edit it out simply out of some kind of principle that I cannot think of. The final singular brain cell is just John over here in his own little world, but he's the only actually sane one. We've both completely and utterly lost it. He's looking up Rule 34 of the 1,000-Year Door. That's what he's doing.
Yo, porn of doors. I've always wanted that.
Do you actually want to know what I'm doing right now?
A little bit.
What are you doing?
I'm rereading a section of One Piece. That's literally all I've been doing. It's just
One Piece, sponsor us!
I want in the top left corner a John cam that's just his screen share of him scrolling through this. No, I'm not doing that. I'll edit it in for 3 seconds. I'll edit it in for 3 seconds up in the corner. Live John reaction, and it's just the fucking. It's just you looking at the book. Why I say
John
a book?
just looks up at the
Anyways.
camera and goes, porn.
Pornography. Why did I say it like that?
It's pornography.
Now, damn, that was actually pretty good. That was actually pretty good. That was a good impression. What I was trying to say, and I only forgot it once. I've remembered it since I forgot it. It was described to me in a way of and this goes along the dopamine thing that you said, is my brain is capable. Shit, I'm a robot. My circuitry is capable of producing dopamine. However, it can't grab and use it. And I don't know how true that is, but that's the way that he described it to me, and that the medication would allow the brain to actually go ahead and use the thing that is there, but that isn't the thing that is there, but that can't be used for some whatever fucking reason, because brain cells are fucking stupid.
It's the nerves. It's just neurons inside the head.
Stupid
they have
fucking
dopamine
neurons.
receivers that
Who
just
the fuck
don't
needs
work.
neurons? I'd rather be a pile of mush. SCP-999.
I mean,
Not that. There's another one that's just like a pile of flesh. The 999 is the
that's
happy guy.
pile
Yeah, that's the happy
of
guy.
mesh. I love that
There's
one.
another one I'm thinking of. I don't know numbers though. I haven't been super into SCP as much as I used to. The SCP-ness Foundation. The SCP Foundation. No, because there was the one time where no, that just reminded me. There was the one time where Kira raided me, and they were like, "Oh, go show Nano some love. They're streaming some SCP. They're go have fun with the SCP-ness of it all." They meant like SCP, like how you say
Ness,
something-ness. Yeah, but instead it just sounded like they said SC penis.
Glitter.
Yes, there's glitter in my hair.
Oh no, I said spooter.
Spoot? I thought you said glitter. Spooter. Where the fuck? There's a spider? Where?
Markiplier.
Shut up. You're ruining my train of thought, you fuck!
My train of thought.
You and I need to go back on Volt's talk show, because that worked better than this. We should go back. We're going to be the 4th, 5th,
Even with
6th,
Derpy
7th,
there.
8th, 9th, and 10th guests, respectively.
I do want to go back on
No,
there.
we're
Another
definitely
show.
gonna go on at some point.
There's another show. I'm not going to name what the show is, but there is another show that I do also want to go on at some point. But I need to wait on that.
Would
to see
you
if
like
I
to,
can get on that?
Say the name, because there's one that I'm thinking of as well.
Bleep it out because I don't want people to bug this individual to get me on or anything like that. It's
That's what I was thinking of. I would like to get on that as well. We both go together. No, my train of thought would be completely shit if you were there. If I gotta be there alone. If I would
It's
actually
1 in the morning.
Well, would I want to go alone? Because then I don't know. Maybe I might run out of things to say. No, I wouldn't. I need to have more confidence in that. Yeah, it is currently 1 in the morning for you. That's because you're in a shit-ass time zone, and you didn't charge your own fucking shit. So that's why we're up this goddamn late. Vineboom! Vineboom.mp3! Vineboom.mp3! Dipshit! Vineboom.mp3! This
Why
not
is
funny.
my hip still alive?
The hip tracker still has battery, for some reason, but not the other 2 foot trackers. Nope. You lost all feet privileges. He's in defeat. He's not in defeat. He's in defeat. He's looking up the I was about to say Tears of the Kingdom. The 1,000-Year Door foot rule 34.
Yo, Tears of the Kingdom.
But like a character.
again, I'm reading One Piece.
But a character that doesn't have. Specifically, a character that doesn't have feet, like a ghost. Isn't there? I've seen photos. I've never played 1,000-Year Door, but I've seen photos of there's like a ghost with big hongla-gonglas. I was when I said 1,000-Year Door Rule 34, that's what came to mind. Not that I've seen any. I'm just like, I haven't seen any of this game. I've seen the trailer. The trailer had this like a ghost with a big chest. And for some reason, that just came back to my mind of like, let's say hypothetically speaking, John was looking up 1,000-Year Door Rule 34. How many fucking times am I going to say the 1,000-Year Door Rule 30? We need a counter for that. We need counters for everything. We need slave labor in this fucking, in the podcast viewers need to turn into slaves who just count the stupid fucking things that I say. And then how many times, what about you? What would be your gimmick? How many times he forgets to charge his trackers, and how many times you mention Mythos Makers? No, not that, because I'm fine with that. What would be the gimmick for
General
you?
Electric.
Oh, it might be General
Yours is
Electric.
so.
No, but we actually like that one. That one's funny.
Yours is so.
Mine's stupid shit. Yours is actually forgetting to charge trackers, which is a bad thing. General Electric is a funny joke.
I've only done that twice.
Yeah, twice too many. Twice too many.
Mine would be how many times I
twice.
fidget.
This is the 4th episode, motherfucker. That's 50%. That's 50%.
It's also a small. It's a small grouping. We need more data.
All the data. All the data. No.
How many times I fidget throughout the entire episode? That'd be a great one.
I mean, define fidgeting.
Moving around like that.
The entire runtime of the show.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Just start
How
point
many seconds
0.
I fidget?
Start point 0 minutes. End point. Editor Nano insert a
believe in
text-to-speech voice saying out loud exactly what time it currently is in the podcast.
1 hour 27 minutes 35 seconds.
That time.
Editor Nano, you got this. I believe in you.
Now I don't want to do it because you said so.
Perfect.
You sound exhausted. I think we should wrap this up because you aren't even paying attention anyways because you have a skill
I'm reading One
issue.
Piece.
Damn it. You know,
It's not a skill issue.
One Piece is a good argument, though. I'm not even mad. One Piece is actually a good argument. Don't do that again, though. Go watch Fallout on Amazon Video. I think.
Prime.
Yeah, on Prime Video. Prime Video.
Amazon Prime Video. Yes, you have to buy a subscription. Yes, there's sexual content in it,
Go
but
give
hey,
my
who cares?
boss more money. Go give Daddy Bezos some.
They're not sponsored by them. It's just a really great series that actually follows the lore really, 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 really closely. And best part is, most of the props are actual props, like physical items, like actual items in Oh, the power armor that they have in the actual show is actual power armor. Like, they built the fucking...
We get it. If the show was a woman, he'd be fucking the shit out of her and marrying her on the spot. Why did that come to mind? Why did that come to my
The only time
mind?
that was ever mentioned was on the first episode, and then the dude was, like, immediately killed.
Was that a reference to what I just
Yeah.
said? There was fucking... No way. Sex!
Yeah.
Fallout Sex DLC.
Like, literally in the first episode.
Fallout Sex DLC. It counts as downloadable content because you're downloading the video. You're streaming it, which means you're downloading little bits and pieces of it as you go. But it's still a download. It's just like a trickle download. But you're downloading the
Straight
show.
up,
It's just the Sex DLC.
My love of Fallout. I have loved Fallout ever since I played Fallout 4 and shit like that. I then started playing Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and stuff like that. I even have Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, shit like that.
When's
As
it
soon
gonna
as Fallout
fall in?
76 came out, I pre-ordered it, and I fucking hated it.
Yeah, it was.
I
It
had
was
fun with
horrible.
my friends whenever I first played it, but it was such a horrible fucking, like, it just can't...
Had you ever watched
sucked.
the
It
Internet
sucked so much
Historian
ass.
video, The Fall of 76?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
that video. If you ever
Not the video that you're mentioning.
If anybody ever wants to see how bad Fallout 76 was on launch, and I've never even played a Fallout game, so I don't really know what the usual Fallout standard, says the man himself.
So, Fallout 76 came out... Okay, let's go over this. First, I was a beta player for Fallout. They
boy.
did not do beta right. They fucking did beta until everyone was about level 25, and then closed beta and made it open world to everybody else. That was the wrong decision because no one had power armor until level 30 or level 28 to 30. So power armor at this point was completely untested. And so whenever everyone started getting power armor, and it was all the beta testers and some of the guys who went through fucking speeding throughout most of the shit, power armor glitches happened all the fucking time. All the time. And there were so many other glitches, connectivity issues, and shit like that. I had such a shitty time while playing Fallout 76 after the beta came out, and it was god-awful. I still bought it twice, but that's because friends played it, and I wanted to get more experience with it and have a lot more fun times with it, because I was still believing in the Fallout that I've loved and known. But it still had some issues with time, because, okay, there's an entire vault. Actually, no, there's silos that you can go into, and basically you can go to the power cycle. The power cycle doesn't exist because the power cycle doesn't exist until Fallout 4, which is like almost, I think, 175 years after that event, and it was given out. The plans were given out to Vault 88 to test it out so that they can actually give out the shit. That's why it makes sense in the Fallout series, but not in the Fallout 76. Fallout series actually follows more lore timelines than Fallout 76 does.
Gears,
such a bitch.
Gears, come back to us. We're on the show. Careful. If they want to know how bad Fallout 76 is, they can go watch the Internet Historian
But
video
now it's like, it's so nice now.
Is it better
like
now?
when you get back into it, yeah. Whenever you get back into it, like, it's so much better. It actually has balancing.
Did they? I'll just ask one question. This will answer the whole thing. Did they do a complete 180 like No Man's Sky did, or is it still like got its issues?
I mean, fuck, every game's got its own little glitches and shit. But
so
whenever it
they
comes
did
down to
not do a
balancing
full
issues,
flip-flop No Man's Sky type situation.
No, they did not do a whole flip-flop No Man's Sky to what I know of. All I know is that they added more content. They actually fixed out a lot of the bugs that were originally there, and then they also added so much more content that actually makes sense to the lore. Oh my god!
Yeah, so it's not going to cost you.
I can't wait to play through the entirety.
$4 for lightwood laminate.
Oh yeah,
in the store.
Everything is
$4.
$4
IRL
They still have the.
But come on, surely the prices are
still have
cheaper.
that.
No, they don't charge you $4 for lightwood laminate. No.
They do.
Fuck! That's such an expensive floor.
They still have
digital
They
floor.
still have all the fucking shit for that kind of stuff. Though they have more content with that.
Digital land in the metaverse.
Though you don't really need it. My favorite thing is about Fallout 76 right now is how much content there is to explore and how many places it actually goes into, because that's probably one of the biggest things that Fallout players have always wanted to see is what's happening with the rest of the US.
Time.
No.
Yes. It has been.
No.
Gears, it has been an hour 46, and you said yourself that you're tired. Now you're rejuvenated because you want to talk about how horrible the game is and how great it is, which is cool.
But no, if you ever get to play Fallout 76 after watching the show, it's actually really fun. do actually make sure you're with some friends.
And if you want a fever dream, watch the video that came out, specifically the fall of 76. But careful, because that video could probably turn you off from playing the game, because it's very critical of it. And then there's a video, referenced in that video of someone else who made, I guess it was a part 1 video of all the bugs that individual person had encountered in Fallout 76 on launch. And the video was 7 hours long. And it was all the bugs that one person encountered, 7 hours long. That's rough.
Sometimes shit just does not activate. Sometimes shit just does not activate.
And I think there was multiple ones after that. I think the 7-hour video, I don't think that was the only one from that guy. I've never watched that video. I don't have that kind of time on my hands to watch funny bugs.
The funny thing is that my build that I started building before all the shit in the updates, like I have had this character for a very long time, like 2 years. And the build that I was building is a melee build specifically. Yeah, my friend who's level 86, who is an assault class build, does less damage than I do. I literally just come up to just enemies and just punch them once and they just fly. Melee builds.
But is it like is it like a Gmod ragdoll though? Is it like a Gmod ragdoll?
No, all of a sudden their face just pops up straight into my face, and then all of a sudden it just drops.
Bad game 0 out of 10. Interesting. Also, the Gmod thing is an interesting topic, but we're out of time, really. Also, didn't get a chance to bring up the other topic about the one that I sent, the VR related thing, but we can bring up both of those next. I'm not going to mention it because honestly, I want to bring it up next week.
I really didn't want to bring that one up because of how much information that we don't know about it.
We can mention it. We'll see next week if anything else has come out about it. VR game was announced. We might talk about it next week, or we might not. So no more Fallout.
Wait,
I'm cutting you off. No, time, Mr. Freeman. Is it really that time again? No more time. No more time. It is fucking 1:30 in the morning for you.
It is. It's 1:29. Okay, let's go bed.
You go bed. I'm pulling all nighter because I have to do things tomorrow. But
Nano, outro.
That's true. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. This was, or today, morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time zone, wherever you may be, whatever the hell. That motion looked like you were jerking yourself off. I'm sorry. That's just what it looked like. God damn it. He's play space moving, but it looked like a wanker. This was a fun episode. I think it was a lot better than the last one. You can find all of our socials and all the cool things that we do, including probably, by the time this episode comes out, being able to hire gears for voice acting stuff. Go actually check it out. And then also, John, for your things, like animation and comics and video games.
I've posted a bunch of animation stuff in terms of like my animation portfolio recently on my personal YouTube channel. So I'm looking for animation work. Other than that, I'm still... In terms of anything that I'm doing, I've been doing a few new things, but I'm not quite ready to talk about any of that stuff quite yet.
And me, I'm switching up some things behind the scenes as well, but I'm not ready to talk about that yet. And also, by the time this episode comes out, it's probably already happened. But that's a topic for me to probably talk about on stream. You can find all of our socials, all of our streams, all of our YouTube channels, all of our Twitter accounts, and everything at F3B Podcast.com. And there's also a link down below if you're on YouTube, or above here if you're like on most other podcast platforms, because the description is like up there. Or you could type it in manually, or figure it out. I don't know. If you're here and you're listening to a podcast, you probably have more brain cells than us combined. Okay, maybe. You've got more than 3 brain cells. You probably know how to... If you know how to navigate to a podcast website, you probably know how the fuck to navigate to a website, because it's a website, because that's how it works. It's a website. Wow, that's crazy. It's a website. I never would have thought of that. And yeah, you can find all the other episodes. You can find also the video version of this podcast on YouTube and Spotify. Preferably go watch on YouTube. At some point, I might just get really fucking fed up with Spotify video podcasts, but probably not for a while. Disclaimer. After the rant earlier and shit, I might throw hands with Spotify at some point, and if I do, oh, so help me, you better be watching on YouTube. I'll say it again. I think YouTube's still a good podcast platform, but we're available literally everywhere. You can also find all the places that we are available, that this show can be listened to, which pretty much is any podcast platform, but if you want all direct links, they're also at F3B Podcast.com. This was a long outro. I need to get these shorter. But also, to be fair, you guys had done the last 2 episodes outros, so I'm rusty. Actually, this is the first actual outro I've been able to do, because episode 1, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing for an outro. And that was the last time that I did it. Oh yeah, I never told anyone this. We rotate. It goes me, John Gears, in that order. So next episode, I'll be complaining about you from episode 2, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that joke when we get to it. Anyways, thank you all so much for listening, /watching, /whatever the fuck you're doing. Have an amazing, fantastic rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, or night. And, hold on, I gotta walk over to the camera. Outro. Shit, I hit my door. What the fuck? Who the fuck put this door here? Who the fuck put the door here?
My balls.
Nobody tell me that you have not been recording this whole time. I will actually commit a mass genocide on the
I have not been recording this entire time.
I've not been recording this
Both of you can
time.
kiss my ass.
Gladly.